What's up? Guess what? I'm back. We're gonna do a video today. I have a book I've had for a long time, but I recently just decided, like a few months ago, get a replacement just for me, for my very own, because it's a nice, for me, it's a nice little collector's item. But if you're familiar with kids on bikes kind of style games, or 80s horror, or like or things like that. We have a book here. It is kind of correlation to my first video, which it's called Survive This Dark Places and Demogorgons. This is the Kickstarter cover, which actually there's another cover, which is you could get when you the regular book. This, like I said, this was just a limited cover. There was the original Kickstarter for this game offered this, and it's been a few years, but a lot of people wanted this cover again. So a few months ago, there was another Kickstarter on this, and for the this book and cover, and you got the other cover with it if you pledged at that certain level. But I just needed this one because this one's just awesome, and it's hardback. I love it. It's great. It's very red, and I just love it. I wish I had this t-shirt. Eric, if you watch this, I really want something like this as a t-shirt. That'd be cool. I love it. But if you're familiar with D&D, you're familiar with old D&D, kind of like BX kind of style D&D. I mean, you could play this. It's a little more updated. It kind of sits on the skeleton of old, like, basic D&D, but most of it is all ascending arm class. As far as skill checks, it's meet or beat greater than your target number. Saving throws are actually a roll under. So instead, it's a little tweak different. You have your 6 core stats, plus you have another one, a 7th one, and it's called your oh, good lord, I'm such a dingbat. It's like your survival stat. There we go. I am such a dingbat, I swear. It's not like the other books, like where like some of the newer books actually have like a character sheet on the back of it. This one did not, but like even if you got like the PDF of this book, it's got that nice like notebook paper looking, very basic, like you would have character sheet. Nothing wrong with that. I like it. I'll use it if I ever have to. Actually, it saves me a lot of ink if I did it that way. Because if not, you get like the other books are like this. It takes forever to print this out. I printed one of these out, and I tried to get it a full page. Oh my gosh, I swear, it took like 20 minutes for my printer to print it out. But still, if not like this, these are, the digest size, basically, pages or books, but I went for a full-size sheet of paper, and I didn't like it. It's a good thing I changed my ink a little, but because that's a lot of dark. I would almost love like a more printier, kind of lighter tone version of that character sheet. That would be great, but I'm not knocking it. It was well worth just printing it out anyway. So if not, I'll just, I'll do like a form fillable PDF or something like that. But anyway, so yes, you have your 6 plus the 7th stat. You have each class will have like the saving throws for courage, criticals, death, magic, mental, and poison. You still have your AC, combat, movements. There is skills, which each skill like you acquire goes up to a max of 3. So I think that's as far as it goes. I think I'll have to double check that. I may be wrong, but hey, wouldn't be the first time. Just ask my wife. Don't tell her I said I was wrong, though. She might like that. But you got a lot of your stereotypical 80s, stereotype classes. You got you got the kid scientist, the nerd, the geek, jock, extreme athlete, the karate kid, the break dancer, the goth, metalhead, preppy, the princess, the teen heartthrob, the bully, the hood, the punk rocker. So, yeah, you definitely have skills lists. You don't really have like classes per se in this type of game. Everybody's human. Nobody's like elves or goblins or demonic entities in this book. You're all strictly human. You can develop like psionics. You got your magic girls and stuff like that. But you have like there's a list of like 80s versus today section. You got your game master section. Like the initial game, I think only went up to 7th level. With the class compendium, it actually goes up to 10th level now. So, but that has every class in the Survive This series. For Dark Places and Demogorgons in the class compendium. So this definitely goes with this book right here. You get a little bit about the setting, like, what was it, the J-Town setting, which actually there's a separate book on that, which is nice because it kind of gives you like more detail about the setting, and it gives you more templates how, like, if you want to build another small town or anything like that. But well, I guess you kind of do have you got optional characters, classes, yeah, like the Scions, like I said, Experiment X, the Pyro, the Telekinetic, type characters. So if you like the old, Stephen King's Firestarter, so of course, you could, honestly, with this game, you could probably almost run like a Stephen King's It, or anything set like in that kind of a setting. So you still have like your typical D&D things, mechanics, really, honestly. So like I said, if you can play D&D, you can play this game. It's no problem at all. You'll have sample of the Scions here in the book. You got adventure seeds, stat blocks for alien life forms, the Poplic monster, maybe like the Mothman, werewolves, human adversaries, everything like that. You have like cults and ninjas and considering this is like still Cold War era, so you could have like the spies, the Soviet spies. Don't, watch out for the Soviet spies, stuff like that. But yep, this is cool. You got your appendix list. You have a lot of charts, like say if you need something like the music of the time, or the TV shows, the commercials, the movies. This has a very extensive list. You got an NPC villain quick generation table. So, like, you roll 1d4 to determine gender. You can 1d6 for age, 1d8 for height. You can do 1d10 for a villain type, 1d12 for a support system, like what kind of maybe like work they're in or how they're getting their money. And then you got like a d20 table here for their motivations. And you got the d100 table for like a villain's quirks. You got random monster generation tables here, so you get to kind of make your own little monsters, or big monsters. You have a d100 roll chart here for basic adventure hooks. That's nice, And so, like, even if you exhaust this, you have the other Survive This books, Like, you could borrow something from Survive the Zombies, or Survive This Vigilante City, or Survive This Fantasy, or because you could incorporate all these books together. So you could have like that, oh, hey, it's like Dungeon and Dragons cartoon where they go into the Dungeon and Dragons ride and off away they go to the fantasy land, meet the dungeon master. So you could have things like, yeah, like silver bullets. So you, like a setting, like werewolves, if you're familiar with that, like the movie, or things like banshees out of like Celtic lore. You get doppelgangers. You can do like teenage werewolves. So you got Teen Wolf. You could do dryads, vampires, angels, demons, everything like that. So it's whatever you want it to be. It could be anything you want it to be. Anything at all. But you could do Bigfoot, Bigfoot in the cornfields of the Midwest, or chupacabras in Appalachia Mountains. You never know. But this is just basically, this is the iceberg book. This is the tip of the series right here. It's because you have, actually, technically, no. That's because I think Zombies actually came out first, than as far as I think I remember, because that's actually the second edition Zombies is a nice. I have that in a hardcover, which is actually pretty good. I like that. I love Zombies, and it's actually Zombies is kind of one with that 7th stat, the survival stat. You could run a solo game with that, because honestly, it's zombie survival. Why not? But like this, I think you could do a solo game. Be no problem if you had like the GM emulator. You can do whatever you want. You could be like the Scooby-Doo gang and tracking down the monster of the week. So, but yeah, I would definitely, if you want to get this and you get the class compendium book, it will definitely go hand in hand. I would also look into like the other side, the source books. Like you have the werewolves. There's like vampires. Actually, there's 2 vampires. There's the original one, and then there's the I can't remember the name of the other one right now. It's kind of defeating me, but it's more in line with like Lost Boys. So if you want to do that, you can do it. There is the martial arts one too. So if you want to go more Karate Kid, you could do that. You can make it kind of more mythic based, and if you can be like, you got your chi and everything like that. If you want to do that, you can incorporate zombies. You can do Vigilante City with this, for superheroes. It's kind of in that realm. This is kind of like Eric Bloat's and Josh Palmer's I guess appreciation for like Palladium's games, because they have so many different kind of game lines, but they can all be meshed in together. So that's basically what like this is trying to do. You can just kind of all mesh it in together where they can all fit. You can mix and mash all you want. It doesn't really matter. It's your game. You can play it how you want. If you want crazy dinosaur action, go right ahead. We'll figure that out. You can do because the Cryptic Manual, which is also another good add-on for this too, I would definitely get that, because it's like you get the little green men, the gray men. It's kind of different, few different alien life forms. You get monster templates, so you can make your own like dire werebeasts and stuff like that. You could do your giant. I think you could probably actually do like a giant lizardy kind of Godzilla-like creature if you really wanted to. So it's like I said, you can mix and match all this you want, but I would definitely start here if you would like that 80s feel. And I'm gonna do a couple more videos on the kind of the 90s setting book, and it's more like kind of like based in Seattle. So it's that grunge era of the 90s. The other book kind of features, and that one's called We Die Young. So I'm going to have a video on that one later. And then you have your more of the X-Files Cthulhu mythos of what shadows hide. I'm going to do another video on that, and I probably will get around to the zombies as well. And then Vigilante City. So I definitely watch for those videos to come up. They all run on the same skeleton of the same system. So, like I said, mix and match all you want. But each one kind of has their own little flavor. But like I said, this is all 80s kids on bikes. You know, strange things. And here I'm smacking my table, probably shaking my camera. Listen to my cats run around like they're crazy. So, but I would definitely check this out. And if you could, drop a like, drop a comment, share, you know, anything you like. So I will see you all again later. Bye.